Hey guys, and welcome to my channel. Today I am doing a collab with a group of simmers that I talk to sometimes and have gotten to know over the last month or two since I joined the group that is doing this. It's a group on Facebook. They do monthly collabs where we pretty much just do a theme and then we have to build / create a sim or a sim family based off that theme. I took part in both of them last month, and this month again I'm taking part of it. And the theme of this month was for the build challenge was to make a park that was like a summer kind of thing, like a summer family fun day kind of thing. Now I decided to try something I've been wanting to try for a while, and that's make a waterfall. So I decided to make this waterfall park, and let me just tell you, this build stressed me to no end. I can't even tell you how long it took me to do this. I did look up a couple tutorials before I did it, and I got the idea to use those little waterfall things from a video that I'd seen. Actually, I think it was someone in the group that I follow that actually had this video. I can't remember who it is offhand. If I remember the video, I will link it in the description below. Here was one of the main things I started having issues with. I couldn't get the water to go at the bottom here, and I couldn't figure it out because it kept having this little error thing, but I didn't understand what it was. It turned out because of the level of the terrain and the way the whole building was set up. None of it was going to work the way I wanted it to, but I kept trying. I continuously kept doing it, and it really started to get on my nerves. And I was trying this, that, and the third, and here I am. I went and bulldozed the whole lot, and I said, fine, you know what, I'm just going to make it go straight right into the ocean, and I'll see how it looks here. And for a while I thought it was gonna work, and honestly, this isn't at all what my final build becomes, but I figured I'd leave it in here just to kind of show you guys my entire thought process. This would have looked really, really cool if it had worked. And it did look cool. It was absolutely amazing. I did get one picture of it beforehand, and I'm kind of disappointed I didn't take a couple more, just because it was such a cool build. And like I said, this took me so long to do, and I was playing around with these rocks for a while. It was honestly pretty fun because I was resizing them and just trying to cover the walls of the building just to kind of make it look more natural. And it's this big blob. I mean, it pretty much did become a giant blob of stone. Even the final build off the sides are just a bunch of stone, but it's really cool looking. And I did this whole thing, and I can't tell you how long I spent on it. Again, hours, definitely hours and hours on this build that I ended up deleting and redoing for 3 or 4 times, because this first attempt, and this is more my second attempt, but this attempt turned out it wasn't playable at all. It didn't do any of the stuff I wanted it to do. My sim could not walk around. So you're gonna see here pretty soon, honestly, when I finally start playtesting this, there's gonna be some little clips away from my build, and it's gonna seem a little uneven. And that's because I finally decided to start playtesting it just because I wanted to see how it looked. But right now I did all this coral reef here, and I thought it looked really pretty, and that does make it into the final build. So you don't have to worry about there. At least I didn't waste everything, but it was a struggle getting this to work the way I wanted it to. And it was kind of weird because sometimes when I would color a wall, I would lose some of my rocks, and I don't know if that was a glitch with the Sims or if it was some kind of issue on my end. I really don't know how what happened there, but I can't tell you how many times I had to put another rock somewhere because of the fact that it suddenly disappeared, because I was trying to color in some of the walls and stuff like that just to make it look a little more natural in spots where I really couldn't get a rock to cover it properly. And this alone looked really cool, and then I was oh wait, I'm supposed to make this into a park. So while yes, this is great and everything, it looks beautiful and natural, I had none of the features I needed in order to make it look like a park. So I I ended up trying to like put the required pieces in order to make it look like a park. Like here I am with the ladder, and like this part, like this probably would have looked pretty cool if I had actually got it to work. Like right here, I just pretty much was like making bridges across the entire waterfall area, where there was like, I was gonna have like a bridge above here and there, like, and you're gonna see it all, and it looks cool. And like, even when I took off the move objects cheat, it was saying that all this stuff was gonna be playable and workable, but when I went and play tested it, it wasn't. And I was really disappointed because, like I said, I spent so much time with this, and it honestly was such a cool concept, but for some reason my sim couldn't walk through certain things, and like she could only get to certain areas even though nothing was blocking it. I don't know why she couldn't walk over certain things. There was literally nothing there, and it was honestly stressing me out. I think I mean, yeah, the build itself did take the longest, but I think playtesting it was a pretty close second, just because of the fact that, like, no matter what I did, I couldn't get the playtesting to work here. And oh yeah, and like right here, the column, I was gonna like make these walls, like these columns, and just like, because I couldn't get the column to go all the way up. Maybe I was doing something wrong, but I swore there was one that could go all 4 stories. I don't know. I may have been remembering things wrong. I don't honestly like to use columns much, just because, like, I mean, I use them, but like, they're not really a big feature to me. But like I said, I'm really disappointed this didn't work out, because this was actually really cute, having the little bridge over top, because like I had spots for them to sunbathe, I had spots for them to cook and to eat, and I had like even art easels where people could like look at the waterfall and they could paint it, and it was just like, it was such a cool idea, but it did not work. And I literally can't figure out why. It was a routing issue, obviously, but like when I went and play tested it, it wouldn't even let me like click certain areas to, you know how like you can click an area to say go here? Well, it wouldn't let my sim, like I couldn't click that to make them go anywhere. And if there was like, say when I tried to get them to interact with like the paint easel, it kept doing the like act like there was something in the way when there really wasn't, because like I even make the bridge wider later on and it still was not working. So I mean, if you happen to know like maybe what went wrong with this before build, why it didn't let me use the bridge like this, let me know. I thought like maybe it's something to do with the way that the rooms were set up, but like I really don't know. It really did stress me, like, and I'll be honest, I cursed at my computer quite a few times, and like, I even posted in this one Discord I'm in, actually, the Discord that's kind of connected to the Sims group that I'm doing the collab with, and they ended up, like, asking if I needed to repair my game, and I'm like, I don't know, maybe that would be it, but I repaired my game and I still had the issue, so it wasn't that. Unfortunately, I wish it was something as simple as just needed the game to be repaired, but yeah, that unfortunately was not true. So, like I said, this is part of the collab. All the information for everyone else that took part of this collab will be in the description below. And all their links to all their socials will be there, anything that they provided for me to put in the video description, so make sure you check them out after you're done watching this video. Okay, so yeah, here I am. I tried to make like this little outdoor shower slash bath area with like the bush that they could pee in and like a shower, but like it didn't work because it needed to be against the wall. And that pirate ship there, I'm quite certain is unusable. I didn't have a child sim to test it with, and I probably should have tested it with a child sim before I uploaded it to the gallery, and I'm sorry because it probably isn't usable, but like I mostly put it there because I thought it looked cool, because it's like half submerged underwater and it kind of like a sunken pirate ship, and I really liked how it looked, so I kind of kept it there even knowing that it most likely is not usable. When I was playtesting it, like so many Sims were coming to the lot just because of the fact that this was a park lot, and like no one, like there were kids there, but none of the kids were interacting with it. So like I said, I'm pretty sure that it's not interactable, but like they were swimming all over top of it and it looked actually pretty neat. And while I was playtesting it, I was able to see, like, I don't know why, but like when I play tested this waterfall, there were certain areas that my sim couldn't quite swim to, but I saw NPCs swimming to. So I don't know, maybe it was just kind of like the NPCs have this different routing on their swimming than like what you can do with a controlled sim. I'm not a game developer, so I don't know how all that routing goes there. But yeah, every single one of these areas in the waterfall will end up being usable. Like, you can swim in them. The bottom one is honestly probably the best one to swim in, and the rest of them, they're a little off. Now here I am. This is after I had play tested. As you can see, the bridge is gone, and I was honestly, like, at this point I was really irritated with the game, but I made like little ledges on every level, so there's an area where your sim can jump into the pool area, and each of these levels has a ladder that leads up to it, and I kind of did a pretty decent job, I think, on hiding the ladder, and they're all still usable. I did play test it to make sure that every single level could be like the ladders could be climbed up and down, and that you could at least swim in at least a good chunk of the water. The areas that I noticed that you really can't swim in are the areas that are like right where the waterfall is at. Like, they can't get too close to the waterfall, which, I mean, in real life, that's honestly a good idea, because waterfalls are actually very deadly. Even as beautiful as they are, they're very deadly. And like, you could still swim like areas where the waterfall like ripples aren't really at. So I mean, it's still pretty cool, and it looked really neat. And I practiced with my mermaid sim that actually I'm making for a collab. For this is the same type of collab, but a different type of video, and that one actually will be released on August 28th, and this one is being released on the 24th. And actually, I edited and recorded that video before I did this one, so I did forget to mention in that creative sim that the people that took part in that collab, their information's going to be in the description of the creative sim one. So yeah, make sure you check that out. I always have so much stuff in my description, but yeah, just make sure that you check everyone out, because there's a lot of talent in those groups, in the group that I'm in. And like, it's pretty neat, because some people that I saw when I first joined, like, their content has improved so much. I mean, I know mine definitely has too. And it's just neat to see how much we've all grown, and it's really nice to see how, like, helpful everyone is, and like, no one views each other as competition. Everyone views each other as like fellow simmers who are helping each other out, and it's honestly really nice. I remember on the Spark Challenge, the one guy, I forget his name, the one host, he was like surprised when, who was it, wow, like the team that English Simmer was on and Plimbella was on too. I can't remember the name. Was it Team Gnome? I don't remember. But I remember him making a comment being surprised that they didn't try to basically sabotage the other teams. And it's like, yeah, that's really not how we are as a community. I mean, you've got some people that are pretty ridiculous and rude, and I've seen a couple of them, but I haven't really had any of them towards me, and I mean, I'm pretty grateful for that. But like, most of our community, I think, is still like pretty good. So right now I'm just like trying to get the waterfall to like look kind of natural. I tried to do like a couple of different angles. I couldn't quite get it to rotate completely how I wanted to. Like, I can get some objects to rotate really well, but these did not want to rotate. So I just kind of piled a couple more rocks on top just to kind of make it look a little more built into the entire area. And you're going to notice here as the video progresses that it gets darker. That's because after the whole bridge fiasco, I was like, I gotta make sure everything works here. So I had to keep, like, after I did a couple things here and there, I ended up having to play test it to make sure everything was working. And I'm actually glad that I had to redo it, because like even when I added all the items for that I would need in order to make it like required for a park, I had totally forgotten some of the requirements for the collab, which was to make sure that there's something for every member of the Sims family to do. I never added anything for a toddler to do. So, I mean, yeah, I guess the toddler technically could have just played in the sand, but like I added a little pool off by where those benches were that you saw just a little bit ago. And considering the fact that I had all these spare rooms, I ended up making the bathrooms inside the waterfall, which I think was actually a pretty cool idea. And the bathrooms, they're hidden, but they are still usable. And there I am. I'm actually testing it a little bit here. And like, honestly, isn't it awesome? Yeah, there's no screenshots. I'm not doing screenshots this time of my video, but figured you'd like to see like a little play test of how the entire build worked, and honestly I really enjoyed it. So if you enjoyed it, please like this video before you go, subscribe if you're new to my channel, comment what you think of this build, and don't forget to check out everyone else that took part of this collab. And thanks again for watching, everyone. I hope you all have a magical day, and goodbye.